Salut Denzel, welcome to this midweek lesson. Well, in the last class, we obviously proceeded to looking still at the sounds, but this time around it was a special letter that's a combination of CH, which you remember we said was pronounced sh, not ch. Again, sh. Yes, we saw how this sh sound combines with vowel sounds, and of course how we end up reading them as words. Some of them are actual words in French, others are just sounds. So we went right on to exercise 2 below here, where we read out each of the words you can see right here. So in the next class, we're certainly going to wrap it up with exercise 3, that's reading the 3 sentences which you have just below here. And of course, that will take us to today's main lesson, which is the next sound, and it's going to be the last before we get to the first episode of Rita's story. So the sound we're talking about here is the ñ sound. Ñ sound, as you can see right here, is written as GN. GN. This one right here is what we call ñ. So not the gn, it is ñ. 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 Good. So just like we always do, we're going to take this ñ sound, combine it with some of the few vowel sounds we have right here, and at the end, we read out the words below, and of course the sentences to wrap it up. And that will announce episode 1 of Rita's story. So we hope you keep up with the great work which you've been doing so far, because this is the moment where we need not to lose attention, but of course to keep up with the sophisticated understanding of the lesson. That is just for you to pay attention, as you always do. Alright, so we're going to read the ñ sound together with the vowel sounds we have right here. I'm sure you must have noticed the vowel sounds we have today are not actually all what we've been seeing. So we've just taken some few of them because we already believe that by now you must be able to pronounce those vowel sounds exactly as they are. So what we're actually focusing on right here is for you to be able to pronounce this GN, which remember we said is pronounced ñ. Ñ. Alright, so if you're ready, let's get on board and get started right away. So let's start with the first sound. Ñ, a, ña. Again. Ñ, a, ña. Good job. Next. Ñ, ñ. So we are here. Ñ, ñ. Good. Next. Ñ, ñ. Again. Ñ, ñ. Perfect. Next. Ñ, ñ. Ñ, ñ. Good. And finally, ñ, ñong. Ñ, ñong. Excellent. That's exactly how those sounds are pronounced. Again, let's recap with the pronunciation before we head on to looking at the words below, which obviously make use of this GN. So let's just review what we did right now. Again, we talked about the ñ, a, ña, ñ, 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 and ñ, ñong. Good. So now we're heading on, of course, to activity 2, where we obviously are going to read the following words. Remember, each of these words has the GN in it. And when you're reading, make sure you recall the way we pronounced it above there, because it's all about you applying the way we read the ñ sound above and putting it into practice, of course, with the words we're going to be looking at right here. So let's try to read the first word. How do you read this word? The first word is just letter G. The first letter is letter G, followed by letter E. So which means the ñ sound comes right at the end here. That's for the second syllable. So how do you read the word? Remember, ga is pronounced ga. So now, when you take ga plus the nye sound which you have at the end, remember is a G and E. Remember we said it is pronounced nye. So we have ga and nye, which gives us the word gagne. Gagne. Good. And gagne means to win. The verb to win. You win a trophy. You say je gagne. I win. Next. Ligne. 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 Good. So now we're obviously not going to pronounce the last E's for each of them. And this one right here will be pronounced, if we obviously omit the last E, we're going to pronounce it as gagne. Gagne. The pronunciation ends with just the GN. Same here. We have ligne. Ligne. Good. Next. Signe. Signe. And by the way, ligne means a line. You draw a straight line, like what we have right here on each of the words. We have 3 straight lines separating the words. And of course, line in French we call ligne. And signe is how we call a sign in French. For example, when the rain is about to fall, you see the clouds becoming darker. It's a sign that the rain is going to fall. So, sign in French is signe, just like signature. Next word. The next word is pronounced. Remember we said OI was pronounced as what? How do we pronounce OI again? Because we have it in this word. Good. We pronounce OI as OA. So this gives us soigne. 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 Again. Soigne. Great job. And what does soigne means? Soigne means to heal. When you have a wound, you go to the hospital. The doctor gives you some medications, and once after taking them, you get better. So you get well and you're cured from the illness. And so we say tu es soigné. So soigne is for heal. All right. Next word. We have signal. Remember the first syllables is the S-E, C, and then here comes followed by what? The R-L. So we say signal. Signal. Good. And what does signal mean? Signal means signal. A signal. Alright. Next word. Mignon. Mignon. Again, mignon. So what does mignon means? Mignon means cute. You have a cute teddy bear. In French, you say mignon. Alright. And that is it with those words making use of the ñ sound. Remember, it is for the letter GN. It's very vital. Alright. Let's move on to the third activity, which is obviously going to be the last one. And we're going to read some short sentences right here, which again make use of some of those ñ sounds which you just read in this activity too. So we are here. Let's start with the first sentence. Let's start below here. The first word is maman soigne. Maman soigne le malade. Again. Maman soigne le malade. Good. So above there we saw what soigne means. Can you remember what it means again? Great job. We said soigne means to heal, or to get cured from something. So maman, we already know is mom or mother. And then le malade is how we call the sick. So the sentence, we have mom heals the sick. Mom heals the sick. That's what we have in French as maman soigne le malade. Very good. Now let's move on to the next sentence. Ovid va à la campagne. Ovid va à la campagne. Campagne. Again, take note of this ñ sound we have right here. So we have the first syllables here for camp. That's a C-A-M. And then the second syllables takes it from the P-A ñ. You can see the G-N there, and remember we said it's pronounced ñ. So we say pagne for this second syllables. Pagne. Can you say it? Pagne. Which gives us campagne. So the sentence Ovid va à la campagne means Ovid goes camping. Ovid goes camping. Good. Now let's have a look at the last sentence, which is just below right here. So the last sentence is Ignace. Remember, not Ignace. We said GN is pronounced ñ, so we don't get the G when we pronounce the GN. So we say Ignace a mal à son poignet. Let's try it again. Ignace a mal à son poignet. Again, we see the GN in this word poignet. You can quite see it for yourself. It's right here. Poi is for the first sound, the P-O-I. And then the G-N-E-T is for the second sound. Remember, we don't pronounce the last letter, so we say poignet, and the pronunciation right here. And what does Ignace Amal à son poignet means? It simply means in English, Ignace, because Ignace is a name, it means Ignace is hurt on his ankle. Ignace is hurt on his ankle. So probably he was running and then he fell and got injured on his ankle. Amal is hurt. So I hope the ñ sound today has been perfectly understood, because like we said, we are basically at the last bending corner before we get to the first episode on Rita's story. And it's going to be very important for you not to forget how those sounds are pronounced, because by the time we start reading the story, that lesson or that knowledge of those sounds is going to be very vital in order for you to be able to read out the sentences. Because remember, if you don't know how to read the sentences, it will be very difficult for you to understand exactly what is happening in the story. And we can assure you, it's a very interesting one. So, Denzel, make sure not to forget these sounds. The videos are always there for you to review and review anytime you feel like you've forgotten one sound. So you can always take some time out to go through the videos on my YouTube channel. So that is it for today. We hope you enjoyed today's session. Remember, today's sound was the ñ sound, G-N, ñ. Alright, good. So we hope you enjoyed the session, and of course we'll catch you for the live lesson this coming Sunday. For now, it's au revoir from my end, and we'll say à bientôt. Bye-bye.